YouTube, it's Zoe, or Read by Zoe, and today I'm going to share 25 bookish facts about me with all of you because you see me on the screen when I'm talking about books that I want to read or books I have already read, but you aren't in my mind when I'm reading. Some of these are a little bit embarrassing, so get ready. It's gonna be fun. Let's go! When I read a book, I always envision myself as a character in the book. It doesn't have to be the main character. Sometimes it's multiple people in the books if it's like some random person and then I pick another random person. I don't even know. But the most embarrassing part is that sometimes I will speak their lines out loud. I'll kind of act it out a little bit. I think this started when I was in elementary school and my biggest dream was to become an actress, so I would practice by saying some lines from the books that I was reading, and now it's kind of a habit. I have fun with it, but it's weird if people overhear me. On the same note, I always fan cast the other characters in the book that aren't me, because obviously I'm going to cast myself as one of the characters, but I have the most fun fan casting my love interest. This is so embarrassing, oh my gosh. But when I was reading Cress right here by Marissa Meyer, of course I cast myself as Cress, obviously, but then Sam Claflin was Thorn, and I had too much fun reading Cress because I myself was fangirling by imagining myself and Sam Claflin, and then Cress fangirls over Thorn, so it was just perfect, but also, now that I say it out loud, this is just so embarrassing. Oh my gosh, don't judge me, guys. You're learning all my secrets. Oh. I prefer going to the library over going to a bookstore just because I love the atmosphere of a library. The fact that you can stay there all day and pick up a book and read it and you won't get judged, you won't get yelled at. But I prefer owning my books, so I still really enjoy going to bookstores and buying a book that I can keep forever on my shelves. I need to eat or drink something when I am reading. I usually drink something warm like tea. I love chai tea or coffee. I love my mocha thing that I made in my reading routine video. And then I eat something like goldfish or Cheez-Its, something that is crunchy, but it's not too filling and it tastes really good. I way prefer paperbacks to hardcovers. When I was in kindergarten, I was already a big reader and I hated nap time with a fiery passion. I hated just having to lay there and do nothing and then like a waste of time, right? Yes. So my kindergarten teacher actually allowed me to go underneath her desk and read while all of the other students napped. And as you can tell, she was one of my favorite teachers ever. We're actually Facebook friends. My Goodreads reading challenge for this year is 50 books, but I just read a whole bunch of novellas, so I think I'm going to bump it up. I am a bathtub reader. I get so much reading done in the bathtub, which I know some people are like, what? You're gonna drop your book in the tub. I have been doing this for many years, so I am an expert tub reader and no water hits my book. But one of the biggest problems I have faced while at college is that there is no tub, so I have been reading less. Where am I supposed to read if it's not in a tub? A chair? I always have a book with me, whether it is a physical copy or it is a book on my phone, like an ebook or an audiobook. The only authors I've met in person are Victoria Aveyard, Cynthia Hand, and Jasmine Morga. They were all at a book signing that I went to last year, and I actually have a video about meeting them and their signing and everything on my channel if you want to check that out. But at that time that I went, I hadn't read any of their books, but I am planning on going to BEA and BookCon in May this year, so I'm finally going to be able to meet some of my favorite authors and I'm so excited. Except for Harry Potter, I used to only read contemporary books like Sarah Dessen, but thankfully, through BookTube, I have found some really amazing fantasy and sci-fi books, so I have broadened my horizons. I hate loaning out my books to people because I am really impatient, so every single day I will be like, hey, are you done with the book? Hey, are you done yet? A couple of years ago, when I was young and naive, I used to love loaning out books to people, but then this incident happened. I loaned my friend Divergent. And then later that night, she texted me, hey, sorry, I had an accident with your book. I got a bunch of spaghetti sauce on it. No! She was really nice about it though, and she bought me a new copy of the book, but at that time I was a hardcore Divergent fan, and that was a first edition, so I have never let go of that grudge. I cry in practically every single book that I read, which a lot of you know. I have those overactive tear glands. I want my characters to look like actual people. What a concept! I know. I want them to have a little bit of extra junk in their trunk, or frizzy hair, or the occasional pimple. I don't know why all of these characters look so good with such minimum effort. They wake up late, they throw on a t-shirt and some jeans, throw their hair into a ponytail, don't even look in the mirror. They walk out the door and by lunchtime they have 12 people saying that they love them. I'm sorry, but that is not realistic. We have to put on makeup to make it look like we're not wearing any makeup. I usually read right before bed, which is probably why my sleep schedule is so messed up. I can't put down a book if I get really into it, so I'm usually reading into like 1 a.m. I used to love going to the midnight releases of the Harry Potter books when I was in elementary school. I would dress up in my little Hogwarts uniform, and then I would go to Barnes & Noble at like 8 p.m., play some Harry Potter games, I would eat some food with my fellow readers, and by the end of the night, I would have a new Harry Potter book. Why don't we do that anymore? Like for the big series, Cassandra Clare books could do so well at midnight releases. We could dress up in all black, put on some runes, fight some demons at Barnes & Noble. I don't know, but we should start doing those again because they were so much fun. At last count, I have 294 books on my bookshelves, but I'm sure I'm missing some. I am a really distracted reader, so if I want to get any quality reading done, I have to seclude myself in a room and put away all of my electronics, or else I will end up talking to someone, just chatting away, or watching Netflix. Many people have asked me this over the years, especially with this booktube channel, but my goal isn't to become a published author. I think I would write a book if I had a really good idea, but I'm not going to try and force myself to come up with an idea. If I suddenly wake up in the middle of the night with a Stephanie Meyer type dream, then I will write a book. Right now I am having so much fun just being a reader. I usually read 2 books at the same time, sometimes 3. On more than one occasion, I have heard people at bookstores or the library and I have just butted into the conversation and recommended a book to them. I love reading books set in boarding school or even at college if the character is living in a dorm. I love having the whole setting just be a campus and then we get to go to class with the characters. I have 5.5 copies of Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, this collection, this illustrated edition, the Splinter Classics line edition, this Barnes & Noble edition, this Marvel comic book edition, and for the half I have Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Aren't they all so pretty? So obviously I need them, and it's my favorite book, so it's totally reasonable. I cried on my 11th birthday when I didn't get my Hogwarts letter. I knew that it was a story, but I kind of thought everyone was lying and that I was the exception. I would be like Harry. I still don't think I've gotten over the pain. I still think I have that tiny part of me that's like, oh, I could have been a witch, but then everything went wrong. Those are 25 bookish facts about me. I hope you enjoyed. Maybe you learned something about me. Probably something embarrassing. If you want to learn even more about me, you can follow me on social media. My links will be down below. Thank you all for watching so much, and I will talk to you all soon in my next video. Bye!